When did you start thinking that art should become something? Hello. So I wanted to make this video to maybe give some advice for people who might have lost inspiration or creativity, and maybe sharing my experience as an artist could also help you. As long as I remember, I've always been an artist. For me, creating art is a way to express things that you wouldn't be able to express otherwise. So I've always loved creating art, whether it's writing a song or music or drawing or painting or writing also. For me, art is really a space of freedom and a place that is very personal. I mean, you definitely can make it public, but for me it's really personal. It's something that I love doing, even if it's not to show it to anybody or to share it. It's something that I would do even if I wouldn't share it. It's very easy as an artist to lose inspiration. For me, when I start to lose inspiration, most often it's because I try to be productive as much as possible, or I focus too much on the result and not as much as the creation part. Another thing is, most of the time I start losing inspiration when I want the thing to be perfect. And for me, most of the time when I start to focus only on the creation part and not as much as the result or being productive, or how much art I'm doing, or is this thing good or not good, or it's how I usually get back my inspiration and get back my creativity. So I would definitely advise to not put as much pressure on how the thing is gonna look like in the end, and more focus on the creation part. So the few things that I do to get back my inspiration is, first, to spend time alone, to focus on yourself and to avoid any kind of outside content or art.
So I realized it needed some explanation. The reason why I'm saying you shouldn't consume as much content or art if you lost your inspiration or creativity is because consuming content or art can overwhelm you with information, and it can lead to mental saturation, which make the process of getting new ideas really difficult. That's why I would recommend to really focus on creation and not as much on the consummation of content or consummation of art. Ultimately, you should be consuming maybe 20% and creating the 80%, you know. So yeah, that's just some advice.
You know what? I just made this decision to stop taking myself so seriously. Before making this video, I was gonna make a script and write everything I was gonna say, and I tried to film so many times, and every time I was trying to film it come out so serious and so I don't know, it's like I'm acting or something. And then I was like, so I spent like 2 days trying to record this video, which I know this is ridiculous. I spent 2 days for that, just recording and deleting and recording and deleting. And then I was like, why? Like, just forget about the scripts and just record the video. And yeah, and we'll see what happened. But this whole thing about trying to plan it and force it and just killing the creativity and killing the inspiration part is just ridiculous. And I think from now on I want to be more in the flow in my creativity and less force. And yeah, I really want to start doing that, because you lose so much when you try to force it and trying to like make it as perfect as possible and to try to make it as serious as possible. And maybe it's just me, maybe I'm not like the serious creative artist, I don't know. Or maybe I'm not like a serious artist, I don't know. Like, I just know that for me to be able to create, I need this freedom and just going with the flow. And this is something that I learned actually pretty recently. This is an advice for you if you're struggling with that. Just don't take it as seriously, because honestly it's not even that serious. I don't think art should be serious or taken seriously. And you'll see also when you take it less seriously, it comes out much better. Also, most of the time when I feel like I have like a creative block or something, I try to like do something else. Like, for example, just going on a walk. Instead of, for example, let's say I want to write a song, I will start drawing something or like painting something. And when I come back to the song that I'm trying to write, it will come out much better. I don't know. This is something that really worked for me. But definitely, like, this whole thing about taking art very serious, and this is just ridiculous. We shouldn't take art that seriously, because it's not that serious.
Another thing I wanted to talk about that I didn't mention is to try to do something else than the thing you're trying to do. Sometimes by just switching what you do or what you create, the drive to do the thing comes back. You start loving it again. I don't know how or why it works, but I notice for me it works when I feel stuck creating something or I feel like I lost inspiration. Just switching to something else, and then just by switching, the love of what I was trying to do come back, and then I can focus on this again. I would use this as a last option. If you can just try to create and just focus on the creation without thinking about the results, and your inspiration should come back.
I also decided to let some of the videos I filmed or some parts that I filmed when I was trying to like make a script and force creativity or force the creation, just to show how much difference it makes when you force it and when you go with the flow and you don't plan it as much, you know. I love planning. I this is a big problem for me because I love planning, but I think planning too much for creative things, it kind of takes off the enjoyment out of it, or the fun part of it. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's just me though. But yeah, this is something that I noticed.
Lastly, I wanted to show this image, which I honestly, it just illustrates so well the idea of creation and the idea of creativity in general. And when you lose inspiration, usually it's definitely because maybe you spend too much time just consuming content, and there's no place for creativity. And so I'm gonna show you the picture. Maybe I'm gonna post it somewhere. But yeah, it really illustrates really well, and I love this picture. I'm gonna try also to put the source because I don't know where I found it. But yeah.